Hello everyone, I am here reacting to the latest Dokkan Battle animations. Now, I'm just going to say this up front, this is not a blind reaction, but more so a analysis type because I've already seen these animations because I tried to make a blind reaction, but I was just talking way too much for my liking, so I decided to redo it. And because I say I was talking too much, I am just going to get right into it because there's a lot to cover and I want to be succinct as possible. So let's just go right into these animations. And I just have to say, these are beautiful. OST is beautiful. Intro is beautiful. This is what Dokkan animations should be. This is what Dokkan animations should look like. They should have that wow factor. These animations had that for me. They had that wow factor. They had that wow. They had that like just a little bit extra to them. And this is the awakening for the AGL Bardock that can be obtained from Quest Mode. He awakens into Super Saiyan Bardock, and wow, that intro plus that super attack were, I think, very, very beautifully crafted, especially for a free-to-play Quest Mode TUR. This looks beautiful. Along with this, there will be more quest stages coming out very soon so that you can awaken this Bardock. So stay tuned for the new quest stages. We have not seen what the kit looks like yet for this Bardock. It has not been posted, so I am eager to see if he's eager to see how good he is on that front, but just off the animations front, he looks beautiful. This is absolutely amazing, fantastic animations. Fantastic. Like over the top. Like definitely exemplary. Yeah, that's how I would rate him. I would rate him as being definitely exceptional. Exceptional animations, exceptional OST. I definitely say they definitely went above and beyond. They went above and beyond with these Bardock animations. I absolutely love the references in here. It's so good. It's so good. Yes. That card art looks sick as well. Okay, this is amazing. That is wow. That is the wow factor. That is amazing. Now, since I've given my thoughts over the AGL Bardock, we do not have the kits yet, so we're just gonna have to stay tuned for the kits when they come out. But I will get right into the next animations. Let's get right into that. Wasting no time, let's just get right into the Gohan and Piccolo animations right here, right now. Let's just see what they're all about. And honestly, I'd say they're like okay. I'd say they're okay. Yeah, I definitely say they're okay. Like they're solid. They pass. They're not anything like they didn't have like the wow factor, like drop dead wow factor like Bardock. These shots though, especially for the representation on here though, especially since these characters are so heavily underrepresented, I think having them in decent, solid animations, along with just the aesthetics of the Namek Saga, I think is just great for them. I really do. Now I'm gonna get this off. Okay, let me animations play. This looks good. Nail, Nail, the Nail fusion with Piccolo, being represented here as well is super good. I do think so. Those effects right there, too. Those look awesome. Those look awesome. The OST sounds nice, too. And then the smoke effects. Ooh, I mean, they do have a little bit of flair. I'd say this is a little bit. I'd say okay. There's something going on here, not like truly exceptional, like what I just saw with Bardock, but like okay, okay. Like he has some flair to him. He does have that Namek Saga flair to him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They definitely do have that flair to him, especially Piccolo. Especially Piccolo. Piccolo has that, you know, Namek Saga feel to him, which I really, really like. And then he does have a KO screen. Always a good icing on the cake with any unit is a great KO screen. Is a great KO screen. Now, I will say this right off the bat. Like, the animations are solid. The animations are solid. This is very deserved. I'd say this is a very underrepresented moment. I don't think Gohan, Kid Gohan definitely could use use the animations. So can Piccolo and Fuse with Nail. I do think this is a very good thing, very good moment to represent here. Very good moment to represent here. In terms of representation, I think it's good. In terms of representation, I think it's very good. I do think it's very good. Very deserved moment right here. Because it definitely was underrepresented. It definitely was underrepresented. Definitely underrepresented. I do think this character's deserved. I do think these animations are deserved right here. But I definitely would say that I definitely say I was like more wowed by Bardock just because of my expectation level, you know? I was like, whoa, I did not expect like Bardock to go insane for a free-to-play T-War, but like this LR still has like solid animations. He does. I just am not like feeling like it's like okay, it's just solid. You know what I mean? It's just solid. It's just good. Like, it's not like, it's like, okay, there's a little bit steps above. Like there's a little bit, like, animations going above and beyond. Okay, it's okay. Like, it's solid. It's decent. It's solid. But, like, the Bardock animations, I was like, whoa, that... They were taking, like, I could see they were taking, like, they were being, like, inventive and creative right there for a free-to-play T-War. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, you could see, like, some really neat references, like, they were being, like, really cool with it. And this is like, okay. It's okay. Solid. Like, this is how I imagine these animations would look. Solid. Hey, I'm saying solid only because of the reason I don't want to give every unit, like, an A+ stellar rating. I want to say it's like, okay, it's solid. Like, it is just solid. Like, you know, it is just good. Like, it is just the standard, the normal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Speaking of sorry to keep you waiting, since we finally have the global unification, I can show y'all the kits for these I can show y'all the kits. I can show y'all the kit for this character. So, without further ado, nice segue there. Let's get right into the kit. Alright, everyone. Let's just dive into this kit. Let's just dive into it. But before I do that, really quick, some things to note here. He is super tech, and that HP stat is pretty good. And also, I'm just so happy to be reading kits the unification finally being a thing. Although I have gone over this ad nauseum, so I will not go over it again here. So let's just go right into the kit. Let's just get right on into it. First thing to note, he is a yellow coin LR because he has a Plant Saga or Bond Master and Disciple leader skill for Ki +4 and HP attack and defense plus 150, and then his passive skill, Deadly Showdown on Planet Namek, attack defense 200, plus initial attack 150 when performing a super, Ki +3, reduces damage received by 30%, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 30%, and he launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack for 3 turns from the character's entry turn. Pretty solid intro. Ki +3 reduces damage received by 30% and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 30%, cites an additional 30% on top of the intro 30%, and as the first attacker in the turn. Pretty good. Pretty solid there. Ki +3 reduces damage received by 20% and chance of performing a critical hit plus 20% when there's another Plant Namek Saga or Namekian's category ally attacking in the same turn. Recovers 20% HP at the end of turn. So interesting things to note about here. Recovers HP at end of turn. Pretty solid. Very, very good. The attack and defense lines are looking very good, especially the defense lines, because you can get up to stuff like 80% damage reduction with full conditions, and after the third turn, it goes down to 50% damage reduction and 50% crit. But I do like the fact that the crit is going along with the damage reduction. It's very, very, very good. The kit looks absolutely solid. It definitely looks like a solid kit. It definitely looks like this character will at least be interesting in base. And the link says, Saiyan warrior race, all in the family, gaze of respect, shocking speed, demonic ways, fierce battle, and legendary power. So, the base form definitely looks interesting. Definitely looks very, very, very interesting base form. Now, let's get right into the super attacks. But before that, we gotta do the exchange conditions. Exchange conditions can be activated when HP is 70% or less, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, or starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. Very, very solid exchange condition. If you get it quick, if you get it off quick, you can have it so where, like, when they come in for, like, the 2nd time, you can instantly exchange, because a lot of these bosses are hitting so hard, like, getting that HP under 70% or less could be a very easy thing to do. Now, they themselves do recover HP at the end of turn, so you do have to keep that in mind. But it's not that bad to hit that first condition, and that second condition is also not terrible. It is a good way out. If you're not getting under the HP threshold, it is a good way to hit the exchange. And you definitely do want to hit the exchange, because the exchange part is even freaking better than this. Because you saw that passive is very solid. Very, very solid. Very solid. But the exchange part is even better. But before we get into that, we gotta go over the categories: Plant Namek Saga, Master and Disciple, Hybrid Saiyans, Dragon Ball Seekers, Goku Family, Youth, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighters, Rapid Growth, Saviors, Entrusted Will, and Connected Hope. Now, onto the super attack effects, like I mentioned earlier. 12 Ki raises attack and defense, so he stacks attack and defense. Very interesting. Very, could be decent, could be decent, could be decent. Although, you do have to keep in mind, in base, he has the super, and then, he has, from his intro, he has a 50% chance to launch another super from 3 turns from the starter character's entry turn, and then you have your hidden potential. So, how many stacks you're gonna get in base? I don't know about that being too many, but, as we'll see in a second, it's not that bad. 18 Ki massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage to enemy. Massively raises is a very, very good multiplier. Very good multiplier. Love to see that. That is really good. Alright. Let's get on into the exchange art. The exchange art looks really good. Tide turning super power. Piccolo. And then he's still tech. Still has the same leader skill, but let's get into the passive. Ki plus 8, attack and defense 250, plus an additional attack 150 when performing a super attack. Baseline reduces damage received by 50%. High chance of critting. So he has 50% damage reduction, 50% crit. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super. So 70% chance to have a super in there. Plus an additional Ki plus 4, and launches another super. Launches a guaranteed super, so he has a super attack. He has a 70% chance to super. And then he has another super attack that's guaranteed to be a super after he takes an attack when HP is 70% or more at the start of turn, plus an additional damage reduction of 20%, so that would be 70% damage reduction, and super class allies defense plus 70. Very solid. Very solid. You have to have a high amount of HP, which is sometimes very, very, very hard in these tough events. But when you hit that, it's very, very, that sounds awesome. That sounds amazing. When HP is 70% or less, though, you get guaranteed dodge once, and from the character's next attacking turn onward, high chance of dodge. So he has dodge with damage reduction. So there's a 50% chance to dodge with damage reduction. So there's a lot of 50s in here. A lot of 50s in these kits, I'm noticing. A lot of 50. A lot of 50. A lot of high chance. Reduces damage received by 50. A lot of 50 in here. And from the character's next attacking turn onward, high chance of evading enemy attack. Okay, I already read that. Recovers 25% HP at the end of turn. So his healing goes up. I'd say you definitely want to get into this mode. There's no reason why you should not be in this mode, especially because in base form, to get your full potential, you have to have a Planet Namek Saga or Namekian's category ally, which is not always, like, easy to do. You know, not always too easy to pull those off. So even if you do have this off, you really just want to exchange as soon as possible. I feel like in most cases you want to exchange as soon as possible, but it is an active skill, so it is your choice on whether to pop it or not at the current situation. His link set: Brainiacs, Namekians, Gaze of Respect, Shocking Speed, Demonic Ways, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, and his categories stay the same, and his super attacks actually do stay the same, so the attack effects are the same. Wait, actually, hold on, let me check. Okay, I do have to make a mention of this. The super attacks for the Gohan are other super attacks. They are other super attacks. The super attacks for Piccolo are unarmed. They both are melee supers, so that does make a difference. That actually does make a huge difference. That does. It really does make a difference whether it's melee supers. So after he transforms, he does change from 2 other super attacks to 2 melee super attacks. So do keep in mind that difference, because that can be important in some events. Some events do do heavy nullification for melee supers. So do keep that in mind when you exchange these characters. But the super attacks do not change. The effects itself do not change, I mean, which is pretty good because the effects were super solid in the beginning. So I mean, very solid. And that means you can keep stacking. And you can stack faster. You can stack faster and more consistently in this transformed state. Because now, all of a sudden, that high chance to additional super is now a great chance to additional super. And then you get another additional super if you get hit. And then you have the hidden potential, which is probably going to proc, so you can get you can get some stacks right there, which is very, very, very solid to see. Very solid. Very, very solid. Overall, I would say this is a solid kit, but I will have to say I will probably be skipping this character. I don't think I have to do the full spiel, but in case if y'all want the reason why I'm skipping, 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary. Like, I don't think I have to explain any further. Like, 10th anniversary. And I might be considering going on Dragon Ball Heroes too. So, like, you know, that will be TBD. But, 10th anniversary is just going to be so good. So, I just really want to say for that, this is just really more of the representation characters for the celebration. Really cool that they're doing Namek stuff here, but last thing I do have to cover though is this. The Japanese page exclusively tweeted out this image. The Japanese version of the page exclusively posted this image of LR Super EZA Goku, the first Prime Battle LR and the first LR in general. Like, he is Super EZA-ing. Now, does this contradict what Omatsu said about Super EZAs? No, it does not, because he said, oh, the characters who will be Super EZA-ing are Dokkan Festival and LR characters. This is an LR character, it counts, so it's not it's not like, whoa, really? They can EZA free-to-play characters? It's like, yes. They said Dokkan Festival TURs. And they also said LRs. So, like, this is definitely appropriate to be EZA'd right here. But what I don't feel is appropriate is the fact that, you know, as you can see, this is untranslated. We don't get the translations, even though this is coming out at the same time. They just don't feel like posting on the social media. I won't get into a big rant about this, but that's just, and quite honestly, embarrassing. Like, this is the one thing that I was hoping they would fix, is this. Like, just stuff, like, straight up being left out for Global. Like, Global, like, posts all this stuff, and then, no, like, one or two things will be missing. And it's like, that's really annoying. Because Dragon Ball Legends does not do this. They do not do this. They post everything at the same time. So I would think Dokkan should be able to, because they're both being made by the same company, but I digress. Let's just get into breaking down him barely. I mean, I see that attack and defense 159, defense 159, attack 159, defense 159, defense 30%. I mean, the stat line looks pretty good. I'll say that. The stat line looks pretty good. For sure. Gonna be interesting to see how he plays. I heard he also has guard somewhere in there. I don't know. Maybe, like, it's just, like, you know, like that. But, yes, that will have to do it for this video. Definitely very interesting, although I will be skipping Gohan, Kid, and Piccolo. And these animations were very, very, very solid, especially the animations you see on screen from the free-to-play awakening for the UR Bardock into Super Saiyan. I really appreciate these animations. So, as I said earlier, though, I'm going to make this succinct as possible. So, I will get on out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my, it was really not like I enjoyed the reaction. I would have made the reaction a little bit more raw, like raw reaction if I could, but like I just have a little bit of a problem with speaking a little bit too much. Just like rambling about really nothing for like 5, 7, 10 minutes, and I really want to break out of that habit. I want to be comprehensive, but also concise. Like, I don't want to be wasting anyone's time on these videos. I want to say what I mean and have all the knowledge readily available as someone who really I think I really have a comprehension of this stuff as a fan, as someone who is a comprehensive fan, as someone who really just is able to understand what Dokkan is talking about in those and sometimes when they're being a little vague, like people were like, oh, like they said they'll release Super EZA sequentially, why did they go like not in order to when the like EZA is released? No, sequentially means in a way like they said a word, I forgot what the exact word was. It might have been sequentially, it might not. Sequentially. Following, okay, it was sequential. I tried to look up the definition. It was sequential. Sequential is forming or following in a logical order or sequence. It's not chronological. They did not say chronological. They did not say chronological. They just said sequentially. We will be releasing Super EZA sequentially, just like they release EZA sequentially. Just like, yeah, so it makes sense. They're just doing it the exact same pattern as EZAs, sequentially, in an order that makes sense. Not in release order, because that would honestly be boring. Yeah, it would be. You would just expect the character every time. That doesn't leave room for surprises. And definitely, I enjoyed the surprise of these animations snapping. Overall, Gohan and Piccolo, their animations were solid, but nothing like too like crazy or out of the ordinary. The Bardock's animations were very, very solid. Very solid. Very solid. Very good. Very good. Exceptional. Not even going to use the word solid anymore. Exceptional. Fantastic. Those kind of words. I want to make sure when the animation is just okay, I just say it's just okay. And when they're fan-freaking-tastic, I say they're fan-freaking-tastic. So, I will get on out of here, but that OST is kicking, that everything is kicking. I will get on out of here though, as I mentioned earlier. Don't want to waste y'all's time, so I'll get right into the outro. But if you did enjoy this video, consider leaving a like, and if you enjoy the channel, consider subscribing, and if turning on notification bells so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. I will get on out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it was really an analysis, more of a raw reaction type, but that's just on me. That was on me. I need to improve how I speak. It will probably end up being the same length of time, but I will have said more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not fluff. Like, I will have said more, I will have said this probably the same amount. The videos would have probably been the same length, but I would have had more substance. I would have had more substance. That was the word I'm looking for. Substance. I would have had more substance to my videos. So I want to make sure I'm delivering substance and not just fluff. So, with that being said, I will heed those words and actually end the video right here. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed, and I will get on out of here. Bye!